are the happening people, the beautiful people, the people from the downtown scene. Michael Musto writes a Village Voice column on the downtown scene called La Dolce Musto.
And wrote a book called Downtown, which is still in
I was just going to say that, published by Random House. You're writing a play called Dirt now, is that correct?
That was already produced at the Limelight.
What's the name of your band, Michael?
Michael Musto and the Must.
And then you're writing Dirt too, then, all right?
Who we keep trying to bring back.
Filth.
And you write for Details, Vanity Fair, and Cosmo. Fred Rothbell-Mista runs the Limelight, and he is now doing the Controversy Club, which is every Wednesday night, and it's described as a weekly series of film, video, dance, sex, and general absurdity. We'll be there next Wednesday night.
Yeah, actually, we're doing your anniversary show.
That's right. See, Fred was nice enough to invite me to have a party at the Limelight, Rudolph.
Yeah, but you're not going to get any free drinks, it seems like.
Yeah, I see. Michael Alig works for the Tunnel. He's one of the new crop of young promoters in the New York nightlife scene. He is described as both vacuous and a genius, depending upon who you talk to, in this room. And
actually, he's ingeniously vacuous, if you have it wrong.
As long as he's not in the middle of these two, I think he's very good with me, you know.
I must say one thing, Joe. I have to give him, because he cops to what he is, even though he makes a joke out of it.
I understand
and I respect him for that.
No, he says he loves people who are good-looking, and that's all that's important, and that's his value system, but he's honest about it.
Except Rudolph was running a close second today, I don't know.
I see. Now, Frank Rocchio owns The World, which is the new hot club in town. On the East 2nd Street. It's been over for 6 months.
We cannot disagree. We are all unanimous in agreement with that.
You want
but about the Limelight, I don't know. I mean, we said everything already about.
Yeah. And Rudolph, of course, is here. Rudolph runs the Tunnel. It's on 12th Avenue.
Which is the second hottest club in the city.
Where's the second? The first and second. The basement is the first, and the tunnel is the second.
Yes.
Now, we're going to take some calls in just a second at 247-8666 on WNBC. Let me let me ask you. I got to ask you this question.
To whom?
All of you.
Oh.
You're here, right?
Yeah. We have to respond and inquire.
Who has time to go hang out in nightclubs till 4 o'clock in the morning?
We all do.
And lead a productive life.
Right.
Fred, what are you, you're nodding when I asked that question.
I agree with you. That's what I was trying to say before.
Nodding yes.
That's what I was trying to say before about why I don't go to openings. You see the same. I mean, I think that you can do both. You can do both. But I don't think you get the kind of people that used to go out. Like people do theme parties every night. Every club does.
But you guys are making money off it, so it's okay. But
no, but that's why you do specialized parties.
I can answer your question very simply.
This is Frank Rocchio from The World.
You can choose to do one or two things when you're 21 years old, or perhaps a little younger, as the case may be. You can go to college, or you can go to clubs if you live in New York.
And
that's what people do.
There's a choice, huh?
And 25 or 26, you can go out every night and try and get a few bucks from your parents, have 3 or 4 roommates, do the best you can, have a great time, and learn a lot about life, learn a lot about the streets, learn a lot about people. Hopefully come up with a craft after that, because you really have the opportunity to become a promoter for Michael Alig. You see designers, you see artists, you learn what you want to do. Right. Or you can go to New Paltz State, and you can stay up there. Where do you want your choices?
I am very happy.
Follow Michael are the people that chose not to go to school at all like this. Or have a curriculum that allows them to get up late enough to go to nightclubs until 4 or 5 in the morning, and then go to school at 11 or 12. So a lot of people are students, and these are intelligent people. You're not talking about people that just sleep all day and club all night and don't think. I don't think that's true at all.
And actually, I'm very happy that when I was 21, I rejected my mother's request of being a lawyer, and I just wanted to go out to nightclubs.
Is he a liar or a lawyer?
What's the difference?
Well, that's the part of the job. Very well put. Right.
Now, in the New York Magazine piece with Michael Alig, I think you mentioned secretly that you're on the cover of this magazine.
Several times.
Yeah. One club owner says, let's face it, a lot of these kids who are going out every night and dancing don't have a lot on their minds. They're airheads. I don't know which owner said that.
Sounds like Fred.
No, I only think Michael Alig's close immediate circle of friends are airheads. Yeah. But I mean, I like young people.
I don't say the same for you.
That's okay.
Michael, where do you stand on this, Michael?
Well, I mean, he's not as intellectually stimulating as Billy Idol or the people you might find at the Limelight.
Billy Idol happens to be very bright, by the way.
You want to cop some bump? I mean, come on,
Michael.
Yeah, but we're all on the same level, and the kids have brains. They're not airheads.
I'm not talking. Michael's friends are the most annoying group of people.
Michael
Yes, you and I make fun of them.
Next to Claire, I certainly wouldn't talk. She's a monster.
Because she won't stand for any of your nonsense, Michael.
Claire works at the Limelight.
Because she still owes me $600 for a party that I threw last year.
Well, you can bring that to court, honey.
Claire, who are you talking about?
Claire runs the Limelight.
I doubt that.
I thought Fred ran the Limelight.
Let's not talk about old debts. That's a bad.
That's a
I'm sure it's not non-existent.
This is an ugly afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, and it's all as a surprise to you, isn't it, Alan?
No, it's ugly.
God, you're just aghast.
I just can't believe the fur that's flying in this room right now, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now, so you're...
No, but I think if a kid is 19 or 20, 21, and they decide to live their life in the clubs, what's wrong with that? In the time of your life, you have to live. And I went to Columbia. I went to an Ivy League school and studied stuff that I'm never going to use in my life. Yeah. So I'm sort of making up for lost time now. But
how do you stay out at night drinking and carrying on till 4 or 5 in the morning and have any kind of productive life?
You just read the list of magazines that I write for, so... it can be done.
But your job is covering that scene, so But
I'm out there every night, just like all the kids are.
Hard, I mean, it's hard to do that and work for IBM at the same time, I would guess.
Well, everybody really works hard for their passion. So whether you are really into doing something, something that you really like, whether it's clubs or anything else, you really will manage to get it together and get it through. So I guess you need perseverance, you need initiative, you need to save money for your passion, but it's all possible and it's worth it.
Now, Michael Alig, you want to say something?
Yeah, drinking, I just want to say drinking is not the main issue when you go out to a club for most of these kids. Actually, it's not even an issue at all because most of them are underage. The main issue is a term that we call working a room, which means introducing yourself to famous people, whether it be producers, artists, designers, whoever, and getting those people to know you and like you, so that maybe you can work for them or somehow make a craft.
But just because you network with these people and get to know them, it doesn't mean that you have anything to offer them.
Sure it does.
Well, you're looking at a guy,
young creative people.
Michael, you're looking at a fellow here, Michael Alig, who started working with
I'm not saying Michael doesn't personally.
Well, I'm saying that everyone has their opportunity within any kind of business to excel.
Yeah.
And these kids, like Michael, are taking their shot. In the same way that when you go to law school, you're not guaranteed to become a great lawyer.
Yeah.
These kids are out there, they're taking their shot. Michael worked for me. He used to make $200 a night. He's making $1,000 a night now. He's done well. He's moved on. He's done big, fabulous parties. And these kids are looking to follow in Michael's footsteps, who's following in Rudolph's footsteps, or my footsteps.
So what happens when you get older, Michael? What happens when you get into your 30s and 40s? And
he becomes Frank or Rudolph.
Hopefully he does what we do. He becomes the guy that's sitting here with the young kid next to him that's making money for him.
Michael will never become Fred.
No. Thank God.
All right, let me take this break. Michael Alig, who does promotions for the Tunnel and puts parties together and is part of the new, hip, it's a younger crowd now in the clubs than has ever been part of this scene before, isn't it?
Not true.
No.
It's not true?
Not true.
One thing that we have to remember, and not to get serious, is that in 1984, I believe it is, the drinking age in New York was changed from 18 to 21. Yeah. So a lot of us, Michael, Musto, Rudolph, Fred, and myself, come from a place where when you were 18 years old, you could get into a nightclub. Now you can't get in and drink, and it's really changed the complexion of nightclubs. Suddenly people that are 18 and 19 seem to be so young to be going out. 10 years ago, that was not the case. They were club goers. They weren't so young. Now all of a sudden they're the new kids. Michael is 21 himself, I'm sure, and his friends are all between 18 and 21, or maybe a few of them being 17. Right. But that's what's really changed this. Now they're called kids all of a sudden.
Yes, and those are the most creative people that go out, and whether it's in fashion or in nightlife or in any other field, because they have no boundaries and it's pure creativity.
They have vision. They have just vision.
And it's a shame that there was an attempt to cut them out from their life.
Right.
All right, WNBC.
Hi, this is Chris calling from here in Manhattan. And speaking of new and hip, I have a question for Frank Rocchio. I want to know who this Rocco Primavera guy was that I caught on Thursday. He was hysterical. He was really talented and really funny. And I wanted to find out who he was and what his deal was.
All right, I'll answer you. I happen to be Rocco's personal manager, so there's very little I can say about Rocco. I can say that there is a connection with Jerry Vale. I can say that he will be performing every Thursday night at the World. We would appreciate it if the girls would keep their hands off. There will be security this time because of what happened last time with all the young girls. And that's really all I care to say about it.
That is a new hot act, isn't it?
My panties. One girl couldn't
look, enough with the panties. You girls have been trying it every week, and keep away from the guy. Cameras will be broken. If Ron Galell is listening, he's not welcome. And Rocco Primavera is a very special thing. He happens at the World every Thursday.
That's a new hot thing in the club.
But we want the girls to really control yourselves, will you please? We know how you feel when you see him. We know the excitement that he generates.
Thank you.
Well, we have a much better show at the tunnel on Thursdays, and you can do whatever you want. You can throw your panties. I welcome them all.
Rudolph is a genius because he's the master of the cheap plug. And
did you notice that? How he just slid in right there trying to take my mustard?
Alan?
What I like about Rudolph is he's shallow and not afraid to admit it, and he works very hard at being shallow, and I think that's a beautiful trait.
That's why he and Michael Alig get along so well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, but you, the listener, can also be shallow, and in a few lessons, we'll be glad to
go ahead.
show them to you.
Shallow and unimportant.
I'll tell you, I'm going to have to put you on hold till after the news, okay?
Right.
We got a weekly column. He's written a book called Downtown on the Downtown Scene, published by Random House. You didn't think I'd do the plug on my own, did you?
Thank you.
And he has had a play called Dirt. He writes for Details, Vanity Fair, and Cosmo. Fred Rothbell-Mista runs the Limelight, and he has a Controversy Club every Wednesday night. We'll be there next Wednesday night. Michael Alig works for the Tunnel, one of the new crop of young promoters in the New York nightlife scene. And Frank Rocchio owns The World, a new nightclub on East 2nd Street. Rudolph runs the Tunnel.
Don't mention the name. Just say it's the best club, and that's enough.
All right, so Rudolph said don't mention Frank Rocchio's name anymore. Just say The World. It's
Wouldn't Rudolph look great with a crew cut?
Let's find out, Alan. Let's find out. You have a scissor?
Short hair when it was right, Alan.
Right.
Right. I went through all the haircuts many times, you know.
We've all changed our hairstyles so many times we don't know what we look like.
How many times did you have a crew cut,
Fred, by the way, is...
It was necessary.
Many times as I did, right?
Precisely.
Yeah. And Frank has that nice ponytail in the back, you know.
Today I'm wearing it
and the two earrings. Do the earrings have any significance to you, Frank?
Yeah, they signify that I have pierced ears. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Beautiful answer.
There are actually 4 in this ear.
I see.
Right here, yeah.
And also selective hearing. That's
Selective
what
hearing,
it means.
What was that?
Selective hearing.
Pardon
He
me?
only listens to what he wants.
I will listen to what I say.
Now, Michael Alig, you were telling me that you pretty much choose. You get a chance to choose who comes into the tunnel and who's invited. And, tell me again, because we just turned over a little bit. Some of the listeners. Well, who are the? What do you look for in terms of getting people into these clubs? Describe the right.
Well, the right person, we look for hats and we look for wigs.
Hats and wigs.
Hats and wigs and bright colored clothing. And, yeah, I have to remember that.
Yeah.
And generally, any person that you can tell that they've spent a little bit over an hour to get dressed, we let them in.
Hats, wigs, and bright colored clothing. So this purple sweater, you'd try to let me in with this, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course we would. I gave you the invitations for the parties next week.
Yeah. Now, but what's that?
Nothing. Something, Michael.
Everything you say goes on the air here.
I know.
Yeah. Now, what about looks are important to you?
Yes.
Do you have any friends who are not good looking?
No, all of my friends are very good looking.
If someone was not,
none of them go to Limelight. They're all very good looking.
What if?
Can I just say one thing? The last time
Fred.
Michael Alig was at Limelight, he came screaming into the VIP room with 10 of his friends, demanded champagne, which I gave them one round, and then I just would never want them here again. I mean,
you wouldn't want him and his friends at the Limelight?
I don't. No, we
don't
don't
want to go back
Our
again.
doorman won't let him in. He's tried to get in the last couple of times.
Why not? Why not?
Because they're just so annoying.
What's annoying about it?
His group of friends are just very superficial, pretentious.
Annoying equals jealous.
No,
Michael came
because
into
they're
the...
annoying, or is it because Michael goes to every other nightclub in New York and hands out literally thousands of invitations?
No, it's because of the incident. The incident I just described is atypical. He came running into the VIP room, demanding champagne for all of his friends,
makes so much
screaming at the top of his
a bottle
voice.
Of champagne
For who? We'd rather buy a bottle of champagne for people, for normal people, well-adjusted people.
They're not well-adjusted, his friends?
His friends are... No, not at all.
What are they? Well, who are they? What are they?
I mean, Alan, I know you've been to clubs. Would you walk into a club, even being a minor celebrity, as you are, would you walk into a club and demand a free drink?
I don't do that now.
Exactly. Michael hangs around with these pretentious young brats who think that just because they dress up, they're entitled to free drinks. Well, I'm saying go to the tunnel and go to the world. Limelight, we like normal, well-adjusted people.
I agree, too.
Thank you.
Go to the tunnel and go to the world.
I agree with Michael. They can have all the free drinks they want. A drink costs about 40 cents. And if you look at these people as people that really make your club look great and really generate excitement, because they do. I mean, these aren't
because they look good, they generate excitement?
They don't just look good, Alan.
I don't buy
we're
that.
only touching the surface here. They don't just
There
look
is
good.
nothing beyond the surface,
dance,
Frank.
They enjoy themselves. they intermingle with important
They're
people.
rude
They'll
and
do things
pretentious.
I've brought bands in from London, for instance, that haven't known a soul. And young folks like Michael and friends of his have gone right over to these people and said, welcome to
Of course
how
they
you
were
doing?
banned,
Let's have
'cause they're
some fun.
groupies.
Let's go out. Whatever you want to call it. What are we down on the things that our parents were down on us for being? You know,
Oh, give me a break. No, I'm
groupies and affected.
Yeah,
and all
I'm
these
down
things.
on that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what we always wanted when we were young, and that's what these young people want.
Oh,
They
please.
want to be
That's what
important
nightlife-
because they're young.
That's not what nightlife is. Nightlife is not just superficial
Being
garbage
young is
like that. I'm
important enough.
sorry.
You spend an hour and a half getting dressed, and you're young, and you're fabulous.
Oh,
you're more
man.
than welcome in my place because you've made that effort, and I appreciate that effort.
And at the Limelight,
Exactly.
that
My
does
place
not...
too.
What?
And at the
Tunnel.
tunnel, but at the Limelight, that doesn't count?
No, I'm
In
saying
Limelight, you have to be profound, but I have never seen a profound nightlife. Now, you tell me how you have to behave at the night.
I'm not saying profound. No, it's just I'm not speaking for the Limelight. I'm speaking for my own
What's
self.
with the profound?
I'm speaking for
We haven't
myself.
gotten to profound yet.
No, this was just one problem here. It's
I think there's more to going out. Can I just say one thing?
No,
I think there's more.
Michael
no,
Musto has been so quiet now that I get
Let me get to Michael in a second.
preoccupied.
Let's
worry about the press we're
because
gonna get.
whenever,
All right.
yeah, exactly. When he
yourself,
doesn't talk,
everybody.
he writes, and that's
Right.
really
We're
to be
worried about
worried.
Chris, so let Michael talk.
Let
We love him, we
Fred
adore him.
finish his sentence, then
No, really,
then
I think
Michael
there's
talk.
more to going out than just standing in front of a mirror and prissing for an hour and a half. I think you go out to have a few drinks, to meet people, to meet and to have a good time. But I think that a level of superficiality really grates against my nerves. And we get young people there. I'm not saying we don't have young people. We have everybody at the Limelight. That's why we've been around. But that kind of rude, loud, obnoxious group of kids running through a club, to my way of thinking, and I speak only for myself, is not what I enjoy.
All right, Michael Musto, would you please contribute
Well,
to the
okay, I think they make a club. I mean, some of the clubs are so drab that you should go to any price to get these people in. They liven it up with their look, they're fun, they're lively. Even if they're obnoxious, at least they're lively.
I mean, I think
they're not just a bunch of polyester people sitting on couches, or
Yes.
you know, the people wearing black at Nell's being very la-di-da and boring, and they might as well be in wheelchairs. You know, as we people get older, we have to be careful not to look down, like Frank said, on the things that our parents look down on in us.
Yeah.
You have to, the kids are obnoxious, they're kids. But they're learning, and they're just getting started.
But the future of nightlife belongs to them.
Always.
And talk about the price of a drink. I remember Limelight paying me $1.50 per young, trendy person that would drink for free that I would bring to the club last year.
Well, maybe we
money
did
is no object. Money
No,
is
they
no
didn't
object.
pay you.
No, I mean, in the contract said they were going to pay me. They broke the contract and never paid me. But that's what they wanted to
That's
pay.
2 bills they owe you now.
Yeah,
You mean-
that's what they wanted.
you mean
They
these
wanted to
clubs-
pay me $1.50 per young trendy that I would bring in.
How come you're not there?
Because they didn't pay me.
Then maybe I can't speak because I had nothing to do with it.
No.
But I would pay you $1.50 quicker not to come in, Michael, than to pay you $1.50 to bring
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I just find
I want
think
$1.50 for every person I don't
I
bring
think the
to
people that
Limelight.
hang around with Michael are the
I'm
kind
bringing
of
800 people
What?
tonight.
You got it.
All right, so you're going to go by, can I collect $1.50
I want
and go?
$1,200.
No, see, to me, nightclub is fun. You can have a good time, but I just don't like these loud,
accept
obnoxious
cash
little brats
only.
that do nothing but dress up and look down on anybody that is not good-looking according to their standards or dress according
How
to their
can you tell
standards.
at the
I don't
door?
like that.
How can you tell at the door who these people are before they get in?
If they walk in and they're acting like they are a Mick Jagger and they act like they own, like you should know who they are and they're nobody,
But
that's who I don't
Mick
like.
Jagger act like Mick Jagger before.
Mick Jagger is when he comes. No, when Mick Jagger comes to Limelight, he's the
When
quietest,
he was
nicest.
17 years old, he acted like Mick Jagger.
But it's too bad that
No.
nobody can see
Didn't
Mick
David
Jagger
Bowie
leave
act
the
like
Limelight.
David Bowie when
When
he was
these people
15?
go out at night, they are the quietest, most
Then you realize,
nice people.
and that's what made him David
I didn't
Bowie.
know that.
And how
man.
exciting.
But we know this.
All right, Rudolph, is there anybody you don't want at the tunnel?
No, they
No,
don't.
is there-
Anybody.
They'll take them all.
Is there a certain crowd that you...
Off the brat?
And the more drink tickets they want, the better.
Everybody that's fabulous is
Well,
welcome.
but what about people who aren't fabulous? Not everybody's fabulous.
They
No,
go
he
to
doesn't want.
Limelight.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's their attitude, and that's why I don't like their
Not
crowd.
every-
Rudolph.
but
Be
wait, not
honest,
everybody can be fabulous, can they?
You have to be
That's
fabulous
why we
according
need
to their
Limelight.
standards.
Be honest,
According to their
they go up-
standards.
They go
Right.
upstairs. Be
It's a
honest.
democratic country. Everybody can be fabulous
Right.
in America.
Not according to you and Michael.
No, of course everybody
The club is
has a
crowded.
chance.
There's thousands of people on you know.
Well, because they
any
come to
given
your
night.
open bars for 2 hours, and then they come to the Limelight after your open bar's
one thing that
over.
we
So
have
what's
to,
wrong with that? It's
one thing that we
fabulous.
have to admit is that the tunnel, I mean, if I can judge the tunnel, being another nightclub owner,
Oh, I've seen you there at the
gets a
tunnel.
certain number of people that do go to the upstairs part. You've pointed out the validity of the basement, which we all acknowledge, but there are people that go to the upstairs part of the tunnel that may not be, by Michael's standards or even Rudolph's standards, considered fabulous, but they have their opportunity to come to the club and enjoy themselves. And you know, we're not fascists here. You know,
Frank, what about
not everyone in my club or in Rudolph's club,
the world,
or certainly in Fred's club, is a fabulous, wonderful nightlife person. There are
who
people
can't get into the world? Who can't get into your club, Frank? The world. Can anybody get?
Groups of single men.
Groups of single men can't get.
We frown upon. It generally leads to a bad situation. People that are unruly or look like they're going to cause trouble when they come into the club are not accepted.
Yeah.
And anybody I don't know, I'm probably getting in trouble for this somewhere. There's someone taping this. Anyone we choose not to let in.
You just said we don't like fascism. Isn't that fascism?
One thing we have to understand is that we may own these clubs or run these clubs, but we put other people, as Rudolph puts Michael, in a position of responsibility. I put people in a position of responsibility.
Is that fascism, though?
My
you can come in and you can't?
Is a fellow by the name of James St. James, and he determines who gets into the club. When I'm displeased with James, I deal with James. I don't deal with the people. I say to James, there are too many of these kind of people, or too many of those kind of people. Let
me repeat the question. Is this fascism?
I wouldn't think so, no. Would you just interview anybody off the street?
No, I would not.
Well, then
except for today.
Then you're selective in terms. Right. Then you're selective in terms of from what I understand, you made quite an effort to get us the second hour. But
I did.
I mean, I'm sure that you would not just interview anyone and allow anyone to use this forum. Well, we feel the same way about our nightclub.
Right.
It's a very delicate balance, and it's a very, very delicate experience. We want people to have a good time. 5 unruly men
except this
can
studio
disrupt 500 people having a good time.
This radio studio is not open to the public. Your clubs are.
Our clubs are open to the public.
But this studio isn't, so this is not the same. It's not a good analogy, but you're right to run your business.
But your forum is open to the public.
My forum, anybody
want to come up.
Anybody can call up this show and be on it. And I don't.
But if the person is unruly, you will screen it.
Your girl right there.
My girl.
If someone gets on the phone, I'm sorry, the person answering the telephone, and I know this from experience, from being.
We don't screen the calls. We don't screen the calls on this show.
You don't screen the calls.
She's screening on this segment. She says hello, puts them on hold. And many times we don't even screen calls on this show.
But we just take them as they come. But you know that many radio call-in shows say, what would you like to say?
We don't do that.
And who would you like to say?
We don't do that. Not on the show.
Okay.
We don't, because I believe in the First Amendment in its totality.
I forgot to tell Frank how fabulous
but I don't want anybody in my club that's going to disrupt 1,000 people having a good time because 10 guys decide to come in and carry on because they've been out drinking at bars all night, and I
understand.
They think it would be fun to bust into the world. We charge a very low door price, $5 during the week and $10 on the weekend. And it would be very easy for someone to pay $5 tonight or tomorrow night and come in and disrupt the good time that other people are having. So we stay away from that.
Fred?
Nothing, Alan.
If you had a party in your home, in your living room, and...
But it's not my home. They were talking about a club.
Tunnel is my home. And if I throw a party in my home, I wouldn't want just anybody off the street, and I would.
Michael, what is yours?
Well, it's also a matter of crowd control. You can't not let everyone in, especially at a club like the World, where there are hundreds of people outside begging to get in.
Yeah.
So you have to be selective and take a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I see the way James St. James works, and it's just, we'll have some blacks, we'll have some whites, some gay, straight, and it's just a great mix of people.
Yeah. But people, when people are rejected, though, do they get crazy sometimes when you say you can't come into this club? We won't let you in.
They go absolutely berserk sometimes. And I don't blame them for that. I mean, I know from before I did a column, I've been rejected at clubs.
Which clubs were you rejected, Michael?
I was rejected from Area once.
He did not survive, mind you.
Right, Area is now closed.
Yeah, look what happened. They closed the club.
An inside doorman at Limelight was once extremely rude to me and abusive.
Why, Michael?
And that was when I had the column, and I was being very polite.
I wonder why.
I don't know why.
Why? What are you saying, Fred?
No, I don't know. It's a long time ago because Michael's well known. I think this happened, about 4 or 5 years ago?
No, this happened about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because the Limelight has the policy it has, and then...
They're rude to men in dresses. I happen to know that.
Michael was too well
See, I dress a little kooky sometimes.
You were wearing a dress that day? Was that it?
Well, not a dress, but maybe a tablecloth or something. But
I see.
Michael is always splendid.
All right, we're going to take a break and come back. This is where the beautiful people are.
It amazes me that every time you do one of these programs with us from the nightclubs, you manage to instigate us.
What have I done, Fred? If you want to sit there and bury yourself, I'm not going to...
No, I demand equal time to discuss things more pertinent.
More than equal time. That's for sure.
I mean, Michael's been relatively quiet. Rudolph has been a very quiet man here this afternoon.
We can't get a word in.
Serenity is important.
Yeah, Frank is...
approach.
Frank Rocchio is here from The World, and Michael Alig, who organizes parties at the Tunnel. Rudolph runs the Tunnel. Dan Stereo, I hear, might be coming back. Is that
Yes,
true?
it's coming back. Not as soon as we all want. It's going to be back around September, October. And it's going to be fabulous according to tradition.
Hello, thank you for holding on. Hello.
Yes, my name is John Smith, and I'm calling from the Bronx. I just want to say that I've been to a few of Michael Alig's parties, and they're fabulous. Half the fun of the party is getting in. There's a little rope person that has a beautiful young lady he has upstairs. I believe her name is Julie
Jules.
Now, isn't that your current flame, Rudolph?
I'm sorry?
Well, I don't know what to say. For the first time, I was put on the spot. And, well, continue the question, please.
Well,
the answer is yes. Go ahead.
Downstairs seemed to be so much fun, so much more fun than upstairs. The music was excellent. Is that the same DJ you use always?
Oh, yes. My favorite DJ that I use, his name is Keoki.
He's a very attractive young man.
Hi, Keoki. How are you? That must be
You mean that
Keoki on the phone.
handsome young man that also spins at the World? Keoki, is that who you're referring to?
Right here.
There's sort of real. I don't know what else to describe him as. Is a really good-looking Keoki, I believe is his name.
This is Keoki on the
Keoki.
He's from Hawaii.
He is just so fabulous that we broke all the rules that we have at the World, and we actually had him. We actually had him work at the World as well as the Tunnel, because this was a guy that was
from the World once?
Well, he was originally for giving out. I think it was the record number of 277 drinks in one evening. But we did bring him back because he's just so
I'd like to take
undeniably
this time
fabulous.
to say hello to my mother out there in Monticello. Hi, Mom.
Keoki, how are you, darling?
Did you ever play at the Limelight, Keoki?
Keoki, I got to ask you a question about this.
What's his name now?
Keoki.
Does he have his own following? I mean, is he
No, he doesn't.
No.
Yeah,
Most people hate him.
His own night.
Most people think he's absolutely obnoxious
Let
and
me ask
disgusting.
this caller who seems to know these people in the studio. What is with this word fabulous that gets used every 10 seconds?
It's fabulous.
Thank you.
You can always tell Michael Alig's parties.
Catty people with your.
It's the only F word that we're allowed to use on the air, Alan.
All right, thank you very much.
You can always tell Michael Alig's parties. Sorry.
Great people.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You can always tell Michael Alig's parties because all the people walking in going, fabulous, isn't it fabulous? It's so fabulous.
Yeah.
In England, they use the word brilliant.
Brilliant.
We can choose.
Well, at
actually.
Limelight, nobody walks around saying fabulous.
Because we don't let Michael
I'm
in.
getting tired.
Are we on
The
the
WNBC.
Thanks, Michael. Let's produce another one of your plays there next week,
All right, hold it
Michael.
down. Hold it just a second. Hello.
I can Wow. First of all, I don't want to break it to you, Alan, but this call was screened.
No, what happens was... No, here's what happened.
Liar, pants on fire.
Wait a minute. You know that we do a thing on the show called Radio Graffiti where no calls are screened, and so don't give me a hard time.
No, first of all, I do admire your general policy of free speech, but this particular call...
No, when we have guests, we screen the calls so people stay on the subject. When we don't have a guest, I never screen calls. Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, what did I want to say? I've been on so long. Yeah, I was at the, Tunnel last week, and I just have to say that, it's been really interesting listening to all these guys sort of put each other down. But,
I hate it. It's a joke.
I mean, the Tunnel, this is my opinion, is like the biggest, sleaze pit this side of,
That's what we said.
Thank you.
I really resent that.
It's funny just to hear this guy talk. These guys talk because, if you go there, you're treated extremely rudely.
Why did you go there?
Well, I was invited.
By whom?
Party for one of my friends. Who? I'd rather not say.
Gee, I'd like to think that the World is the sleaziest, rudest club in New York. I really take exception to that. Have you come to the World, darling?
You're all talking at the same time. We can't hear anybody.
I've been going to clubs for the last 10 years. In the last 2 years, I've really tapered off, because it's getting very tiring. But, I pretty much know the scene and I know everybody, so it's not like I personally have any kind of bone to pick.
Well, now, let me ask you this. You went to clubs for 10 years?
Approximately.
Why did you invest that amount of time in going to clubs?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Why did you invest so much time in going to clubs?
No, it's not like I went, for 10 years straight. It's just like when I started going, Palladium Studio 54 was pretty much new. And,
all right, we're over you. Go to the movies, honey. Friday and Saturday night, go to the movies. They have good movies.
It's funny. Limelight is really the only club I go to.
I love this girl.
I'm not being paid to say this.
Think about it.
Oh, my... Claire, is that you?
No, it isn't. If I have
just think about those
or business people that I want to entertain, at least I know they're going to be treated civilly there.
Thank you. That's why we were around 5 years. I appreciate whoever you are, seriously.
Please go to the Limelight.
Well, let me tell
or the
you,
movies.
sweetheart, listen. When
Don't
you
call
walk
me
into
sweetheart.
The tunnel, first of all, the joke here is that although they like to talk about it as being really fabulous, all you see there are drag queens.
How fabulous.
They're Michael Alig's friends.
Street people, and basically, I mean, people that if they sat next to you at a restaurant, you'd get up.
Right, loud and obnoxious, right?
So, really,
You obviously not only...
I agree with you. That's why we don't let Michael Alig into the
Not only
Limelight.
do you go to the wrong nightclubs, you obviously go to the wrong restaurants.
Oh, no.
Well, no.
Rudolph, do you have anything to say to this
How
woman?
old are you? I agree totally with the lady, and I agree totally with Frank, and I think I'm happy. Come on.
It's not your suit. Come on, tell her. We don't need her.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Fabulous.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much.
I think that was a drag queen.
I love that girl.
I wanted to know how old she
Come on, Dean. No more calls.
Now, when she says drag queen, is there a big gay subculture in these clubs? Is this a large segment of it? Now, come.
maybe yes.
Yeah. Well, these are not gay clubs.
Do you notice them? I don't notice. Do you?
I don't have an eye for them because I'm interested
I guess it
in
depends
other
on where you're
subjects.
looking, you know.
I only look for deep people that have something important
Well,
to say.
there is
about
gay night
Nicaragua.
at the tunnel, correct?
Or Honduras.
There is gay night at the tunnel?
There is a gay night at the tunnel, sure.
Yeah.
And
Every
but,
night
but
is gay night at the tunnel.
I know it's a very mixed crowd.
Yeah.
There is gay people every night.
What about the
through
world? Was
Sunday
world
is gay
a
night.
large gay?
Well, at the World, I'd like to believe that, I mean, seriously, I like to believe that we do a really good mix at the World between black, white, straight, gay people. We do have one gay night, which is Tuesday, which is Dean Johnson's Rock and Roll Fag Bar. It's a fabulous night. I'm sure everybody here would agree with that. That
We
it's
all
a
agree.
wonderful night. And that's my quote-unquote gay night. But the World is open, and I'm not saying this is any sort of advertisement, but it's certainly true. The World is open for black, white, straight, gay, man.
Why do you have that
where it is.
bemused look on your face, Michael Musto?
No, it's true. I'm sorry. I want to think
Michael
something
was born with
nasty.
Isn't it true, Michael? There is truly that mix at the World between black, white, straight, and gay people.
And any good club should have this mixture.
Thank you,
Well,
Rudolph.
gay people have fabulous style, and drag queens are just one more frontier of fashion that's fabulous.
WNBC. You try to use the word fabulous as much as... Hello?
Hello, yes.
Yes.
Hey, Mikey A, this is Oliver.
Oh, hi, Oliver.
How you doing? Hey,
You don't say hello to me, Oliver? What am I, an orphan?
Hi, honey.
Who's Oliver? Who's
Oliver
Oliver?
Twisted.
Oliver Twisted.
Uh-huh.
He is a major celebrity in the group of kids
And he's
that
9
are
years
Obnoxious
old.
people.
Depending on what he says about the World in the next 30 seconds, we'll see how major
I
he
love
is.
the world.
So you're part of the,
We love you too, honey.
as Fred pointed out, the loud, obnoxious group that hangs around Michael Alig. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
But I'm not
proud
as
of
loud
it.
as people think I am. There are people that are loud and obnoxious at night do have things to do during the day.
What do you do?
do you
Do
do?
you have a living? Do you have a job or career?
Well, no, I'm
There
an
you
artist.
go. Thank
and
you.
I,
I'll take a break. Hi, Ma.
Hi, Mom. No, anyway, but no, I am an artist, and I go to School of Visual Arts,
Uh-huh.
where a couple of fabulous people used to go, like John Sex and Keith Haring, who became promoters and so on. And
We have to find a new word after fabulous.
Well, there's no denying, Alan, that the
Very
gentleman you're talking to on the telephone right now, Oliver Twisted, is someone that if you're running a nightclub and you want it to be an exciting place, that this gentleman brings excitement to your club.
I think
He's a beautiful young guy. He's elaborate and dresses and makes out with
Frankie
beautiful
wants to be
girls
friends with
and
the
does
world.
all these things.
No pun
and
intended.
he's someone that we love to have around. I'm sure Rudolph loves to have him at the tunnel. I love to have him at the
Absolutely.
World.
And he's
And
very
it's
polite.
no lie. It's no lie. This is not some endorsement or advertisement. He goes to Rudolph's club. He goes to my club. And he's a great kid.
What does he add to being at your club? What does he add to an evening
If
at one of your
anything, he's something good to look at.
clubs? Yeah.
And just
Which
the name
really
alone,
makes a
come on.
difference,
Oliver
you know? I mean, I don't want to stand around looking at the kind of people that go to Limelight
He
all
also
the
has a
time.
great talk about Nicaragua and
Chile.
major philosophy. Yes.
What did you say?
All right.
And he kisses girls. Thank God. He's one of these young, fabulous kids that goes out with girls. I love him so much for that.
Well, what do you
And his
think?
birthday party will be held April 8th at Octagon.
All right. Thank you very much. WNBC.
Alan.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Cool Guy. I'd like to, I'm sort of surprised that you've gone all this time without mentioning the major chronicler of the scene, namely Steven Sabin. And I'm
Our Lord
wondering
and our
if it's
God.
true, the rumor I heard that
merely as a joke a couple years ago, he said that the next fabulous new club opening up would be in the general vicinity of the world, and that his influence is so great that it sort of came true just from the joke that he had started.
Michael, are you and Stephen friends?
Yes, we are.
I really don't appreciate...
We're not like the head of Llewellyn kind of thing.
I don't appreciate Stephen's comments about the world being referred to as a joke, but I think that Stephen likes the world, yeah.
All right. Well, Michael Musto is a chronicler of these things. Isn't he on a par with Stephen Sabin?
He pales in comparison. He's a nice guy, but he definitely pales in comparison.
All right. Thank you. The WNBC.
It's makeup, this paling. It's not real.
I'd like to know what their policy is on fundraisers, because I'm chairman of the fundraising committee of Youth Condemn Apartheid and Racism.
Of what?
Youth Condemn Apartheid and Racism. And
Youth what?
Condemn Apartheid and Racism.
All right.
Right now there are 40 youths on death row in South Africa, and we're trying to fund a rally on April 15th to deliver over thousands of petitions to the South African consulate.
Well, aside from talking specifics, which you can do, I'm sure, by calling either myself at the World or Rudolph at his club, I think that nightclubs, to be serious for a moment, in the last 5 years or so, have probably contributed as much, if not more money, to any of the good and viable causes, certainly to AIDS and certainly to apartheid and certainly to things like that.
We did
they have probably committed
Limelight
and contributed more money. We have a great opportunity to make money on a lot of nights, and I know that Rudolph's club, as well as mine, has opened its doors and given away that door admission to a lot of causes, and we are always open to any legitimate cause that approaches us. I know we feel that way at the World. I'm sure Rudolph feels the same way at the Tunnel to speak.
And I'll speak for the Limelight.
All right, thank you very much.
Can I just say, we did something on apartheid about a month ago, and I'm doing a big AIDS benefit with AMFAR.
Hello.
AIDS, May 15th with AMFAR and Kenneth Cole.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, Alan, I was just calling I was going to comment on something you said earlier about how a younger crowd will hang out in the club, or in the club circuit, so to speak, and that they could make their connections. I was wondering if they consider this particular person, Oliver Twist, I believe his name is?
Twisted.
Excuse me?
Oliver Twisted.
Oliver Twisted, would he be considered one of those that have made that connection to further his career, or whatever the case may be?
If I can speak, I mean, Oliver is certainly more part of Michael's scene, a closer friend to Michael than he is to me, but if I can speak on it, I would say that Oliver is somebody that's out there that's trying to do exactly that, you know. I don't know whether he's accomplished his goals or all of them. I'm sure that he's well on his way to doing it. I'm an important nightclub owner. Rudolph's an important nightclub owner. Michael Musto is an important journalist. Fred Rothbell-Mista, an important nightclub owner. We all know him. He's certainly gotten somewhere in the last year, hasn't he?
No, I understand, because I used to run the club circuit. I'm 30 now, and I was running it for quite a long time. Again, the comment that was made earlier about, that they can make the connections, I was just curious, and thinking,
I believe I can answer that seriously.
If a lot more people, or a lot more of those kids hanging out there, or the younger crowd are even considering this, because, this guy Oliver is fortunate enough to meet you, and the other guest on the panel.
All right, fine. Fred, what do you want to say about that?
No, I was just going to say that I think that you can meet anybody anywhere. It depends on what frame of mind you're in and what your attitude is. And also, I must say what I was trying to say before, when everybody condemned me, I felt condemned. When I was saying about the club scene changing, there used to be a time, when they said don't go back to the past, when you used to go out at night and you'd see an Al Pacino in a corner, a Liza Minnelli here, in one room, a Halston over there. That you don't see that anymore.
Thank God.
Those kind of people don't go out. They're replaced.
They're tired.
Well, these, I think, excuse me?
They're tired.
Well, I'd much rather be around accomplished people.
I'd rather have Oliver Twisted at my club than Liza Minnelli. I'll be the one to say that.
I give you a call. Why is that, Frank? Why would you rather have?
Because Liza Minnelli won't go to the World. That's why.
I get so much out of.
Thank God again.
Frank, why is that? Why would you rather have a Oliver Twisted than a Liza Minnelli?
Because let's be honest, the only thing that you get out of Liza Minnelli is a hello, the same free drinks that some people on this panel or whatever are complaining about. You get to feed her the Cristal because she doesn't drink anything but. And who needs her? She's not exciting. She's not fun. She's not new.
What celebrities are?
Why do we care about celebrities?
Are there any?
Mention one celebrity name sitting here.
Are there any celebrities who are an integral part of the club scene, Michael Musto?
I love all celebrities. I'm obsessed with showbiz, but I think the club scene creates its own celebrities, so that even if there isn't a single show business celebrity in a club, it's still a glittering crowd.
So you don't need to have those people whose names we see in the...
Extra little spice. You know, if Madonna walks in, it's
But
a lot of spice.
They come to see the people that are in our nightclub. The people in our nightclub do not come to see them. And that's the difference between now and 10 years ago.
So people don't go to see a Mick Jagger. They don't go to see
You used to go to Studio 54 in the hope that you would see Liza Minnelli. Now you can come to the World or the Tunnel
and you can
know
talk
it's
to
a
the club
fabulous time.
celebrities.
And if those people want to come and enjoy what we're presenting, they can. If they don't, I don't go out of my way to bring them. Do you, Rudolph?
No, I don't.
And the Lizas are not going to mix through the crowd. They're going to go up to the VIP room and sit there and be sequestered with a rope.
All right, let me take a break here. We'll come back with our guest from the Limelight. You know,
invite everybody down.
You don't want him there, believe me.
We want everybody.
You don't want Doug there.
You know what I mean? You've done the Controversy
We
Club.
like everybody.
You've done Sundays with the rock
Don't even
and roll.
say them again, Frank.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
By the way, our listeners are all invited to Limelight a week from tonight. We'll be doing a live party.
For Alan's anniversary.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, it's the confessor, babe. Can't you see that I am not alone? How about those circuses we made? How about on the bottom where they're shallow? I'm gonna love ya till the sun lights up the bottom of it.
Oh, well, I guess...
What'd he say? This goes on forever.